Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Congratulations to the nominees. Mr. Long, I didn't understand your answer to Senator Blackburn, so I just wanted to come back to that for a second, if I could. She asked you if you participated in any meetings at all related to the Hunter Biden laptop. Was that a yes or a no?
Senator, as a Department of Justice employee bound by Section 1-7 of the Justice Manual, as well as a judicial nominee, it's not appropriate for me, and I'm bound not to talk about.
Why isn't it appropriate for you? As a judicial nominee? Does that have anything to do with any case that you have, right? I'm asking you what you did in your former employment as the Deputy Chief of Staff to the FBI Director. Did you participate in any meetings related to the Hunter Biden laptop?
Senator, again, as a Department of Justice employee.
It sounds like you're not going to answer me. Is this going to be a I'm not going to answer you type deal?
Senator, I'm bound to follow the Code of Judicial Conduct.
The Code of Judicial Conduct doesn't have any bearing on this question whatsoever. What possible bearing could it have? That's a question mark.
Well, Senator, as the Code of Judicial Conduct requires integrity and independence in the judiciary, it requires judicial officers to act with.
It's not a get out of jail free card when you don't want to answer questions when you're under oath before a committee who's considering you for a lifetime appointment to the federal bench. I'm going to try one last time. Did you participate in any meetings during your time as Deputy Chief of Staff or Acting Chief of Staff related to the Hunter Biden laptop, yes or no?
Senator, again, I'm not permitted to answer.
Oh, you are permitted to answer. You don't want to answer because it would be inconvenient for you. And I have to tell you, I find that extremely troubling, Mr. Long, extremely troubling. Not a good start. Let's see if we can do better on a different topic. While you were at the Department of Justice, or at the FBI in your capacity as Deputy Chief of Staff and Acting Chief of Staff, did you ever observe FBI resources being used to monitor pro-life groups or pro-life individuals?
No, Senator, I don't have any information about that.
What about Catholic parishes or Catholic groups?
No, Senator.
So, now, I notice you're happy to answer those questions, but you're not happy to answer the Hunter Biden question. They're not qualitatively different. I'd just like to note that for the record. You familiar with this memo generated by the FBI field office in January of 2023 regarding the infiltration of Catholic parishes by the FBI? I'm sure you've seen this in the news.
I've not seen that memo, but I've seen news reports relating to that memo.
Well, let me tell you what's in the memo. In the memo, the FBI field office in Richmond recommends infiltrating Catholic parishes that it deems traditionalists associated with the Latin Mass, recruiting FBI informants within those parishes to monitor speech within the parishes. The House Judiciary Committee has later learned, this is in a letter dated April 10th, 2023, that the FBI relied on at least one undercover agent to produce its analysis in this memo, and the FBI has proposed that its agents engage in outreach to Catholic parishes to develop sources among the clergy. Did any of this occur while you were at the FBI?
Senator, I've not been at the FBI in over 2
That's not my question.
years.
Did any of this occur while you were at the FBI? Did you see anything like this happening while you were at the FBI?
I did not, Senator.
Do you think it's appropriate?
Senator, I haven't worked at the FBI in
I'm not asking you
2
that.
years.
I'm asking you, do you think this is appropriate? Do you think it's appropriate to recruit informants in Catholic parishes?
Senator, I don't know the circumstances underlying that memo. I have not reviewed that memo. It wouldn't be appropriate for me to comment on it.
It's not appropriate for you to comment on whether or not the federal government of the United States should be infiltrating religious entities and organizations and trying to recruit informants and sources in the clergy? You don't have an opinion on that? You want a lifetime federal appointment to the judiciary to conduct impartial justice, but you can't say that this is inappropriate? You know, let me give you a refresher course. The Attorney General of the United States sat right where you were sitting, and he couldn't run away fast enough from this. He said it was a gross abuse of department authority. He claimed that it had never happened. He was not telling the truth, it turns out. But he said that if it was happening, he put a stop to it immediately, because it was grossly inconsistent with the First Amendment of the Constitution of the United States. Can you say that?
Senator, that wasn't that memo and the conduct that it relates to wasn't anything that I would have discussed.
I'm not asking you that. I'm asking you whether or not you can say as a jurist, as a lawyer, as a member of the bar, as an American, whether this is appropriate to be recruiting informants in Catholic churches, to be using federal government resources to go after clergy in Catholic churches, to be designating and treating members of Catholic parishes as terrorists. Is that appropriate or not?
Senator, again, based upon my experience at the FBI, this was not something that we ever discussed. This was not, I've never seen that memo before. It would not be appropriate for me to comment.
I cannot believe your answers. I cannot believe that I can't believe anybody who would come before this committee would look at this and look at what they have tried to do and just listen to the Attorney General, for heaven's sake, and would not say it's grossly inappropriate, this should never happen. I'm absolutely stunned by this. And for that reason, among others, I cannot support your nomination. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.